Yo, Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. And Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Shalom. Right. So, check this out, man. I actually was going to talk about a few other things, but this morning, of course, you know what I'm saying, I got a comment in the comment section about, that Abraham is a Hebrew. But because the title was let's get it straight. Abraham was called a Syrian. He is a Hebrew. So let me get that real quick. I'm gonna get it real short, right? Trying to make you understand what I actually mean, because obviously a lot of people ain't watching the entirety of the video, but it doesn't matter, because the ones that will watch the whole video, those are the ones that are, yeah. I should say, I want to say something, but I'm thinking how to say it. I mean, well, just Lord willing, man. You know what I'm saying? They're going to watch it. The elect is going to watch it. Whether I make content for the elect, that's for the Most High to know, but I think I do. I hope I do. Let's put it down like that, right? Now, it says here, Deuteronomy 26:5, right? Now, it says here, and thou shalt speak and say before the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, thy power. A Syrian ready to perish was my father. And he went down into Egypt and sojourned there with a few, and became there a nation great, mighty, and populous. Right? So I'm going to just say it right in the beginning, so that you don't have to watch this video for like 20 minutes, because I'm going to do a 2-hour video anyway. Right? So that you don't have to watch 20 minutes before I get up in a topic that you want. So now I'm going to go to on Hebrew chapter 11, just to keep it short, man. Keep it short, because like I said, I already did the video. I'm gonna do it again just for you, because maybe you got short attention span or something like that. I don't know, maybe you don't want to watch the entirety of the video, the other ones that I did, right? So I'm gonna just do this for you real quick, and for any others that's also there that have the same type of question, but y'all ain't connected with each other like that. So now this is the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 11. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, because she couldn't, she was barren, right? But through faith she got that seed, right? So let me read it again. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age. What age was that? She was 90. You can find it in the book of Genesis chapter 17. She was 90 years old. So she was 91 when she got him. And Abraham was like, what, 100? And he was then therefore 101 when he got Isaac. So it says here, because she judged him faithful who had promised the Most High, through the angels that he sent to them. Right? So first 12, here it comes. So Hebrews 11 and 12. So it says here, therefore spring there even of one, and him as good as dead. Him as good as dead, right? So many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. So of one man came the whole nation of Jacob, basically, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yeah. I'm waiting for the wind to pass. So that's that part. So now we know that it's talking about him. Deuteronomy 26:5 is talking about Abraham. But what does it mean when he said, my father is Syrian? Let me get that real quick. Numbers chapter 22, verse 5, and Numbers 23, verse 7, and Deuteronomy 24, verse 7, and First Chronicles chapter 1. Now let me get up in it. Now it says here, Numbers chapter 22, verse 5. He sent messengers unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Petor. So he sent messengers to Petor, right? To Balaam, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people. So where was that? Well, we're going to read on where was Balaam from. And that river is talking about the river that was in Euphrates, which is Mesopotamia, means land between rivers, right? Okay. Of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. So Balak, the Moabite, called for Balaam, the son of Beor, from the land of the river, right? So what river was that? So it says here, Numbers I just read Numbers 22 and 5, and now I'm going to read Numbers 23 and 7. And he took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, had brought me from Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, come, curse me, Jacob, and come, defy Israel. So now he's saying he got him from Aram. So what is Aram? So now going to Deuteronomy chapter 24 and 7. These are simple, basic scriptures. Yeah, it's not that fancy. Anyway, so it says here Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 7. No, 23. Sorry, 23 and 7. Right. So it says here Deuteronomy 23 and sorry, that's not it. That's 4. Need to go to 4. That's of Esau. Well, Syrian, Edomite, Syrian. But anyway, Deuteronomy 24, 23 and 4. Because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor of Pethor of Mesopotamia to curse thee. So what is Mesopotamia? Mesopotamia is the land between rivers. That's where basically the cradle of civilization comes from. And that word Sumer, so like Sumerians, you hear these Edomites talking about Sumeria and stuff like that. You know what that means? Sumeria means this. So Sumeria. Sumerian. Right. So now I'm going. So it says here, right? Now this is their website, right? This is World History Encyclopedia. World History Encyclopedia, and then you type in Sumerians, right? Right? So it says here in the first paragraph, I'm gonna read it real quick. The Sumerians were people of the southern Mesopotamia, right? Okay, then I'm gonna jump to the second paragraph. It says here Sumer, or Sumer, Sumer, was the southern counterpart to the northern region Akkad. Now that's in the book of Genesis chapter 10, where it says that Nimrod is the one that actually made Akkad, the city Akkad. He fixed that one up, along with Babel. Going on, whose people gave Sumer its name, meaning land of the civilized king. The Sumerians themselves referred to the region, their region, simply as the land or the land of the black-headed people. That's what they called themselves. They called themselves basically the land of the black-headed people. And that's in the land of Shinar, which is that same. So the land of Shinar, look, Mesopotamia is not a place, is you could say a region, right? A region where what? One river, Genesis chapter 2 verse 10, that split into 4 rivers, right? Now, basically that's what I'm saying. So wait. Genesis 2 and 10. And after this, I'm gonna go on to other topics. But anyway, so Genesis chapter 2 verse 10. And the river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. Until verse 14, you can read that's Mesopotamia, which means, let me get that word also for you, right? Mesopotamia meaning so what does it mean? It says here, if you go to Google and you type in Mesopotamia meaning, and then it says here, between rivers. So let me read that for you. So it says here, the name comes from a Greek word meaning between rivers. But if you check it out, it's actually the land between rivers, right? So I hate being close to the camera, but I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so basically that's what it is, right? That's the Euphrates and the Tigris and stuff like that, and the 2 other ones. Well, the Tigris is not in the scriptures, but they changed that name. But the Euphrates they kept. You know, that's the same name as in the scriptures, right? Okay, so that's that part. Now going to the book of First Chronicles, chapter 1, because y'all think, because I got like brothers on the comment board talking about yeah. So he's a Hebrew. I know he is. He was called a Syrian. I just read it for you, right? So it says here, yeah. So it says here, First Chronicles chapter 1, verse, I'll start at 17. The sons of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram, and Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Meshach. And Arphaxad begat Shelah, and Shelah begat Eber. Now Eber is Ibar. That's where you get the Iberian I always mess up this word. This peninsula or something like that. Iberian. Peninsula. Iberian Peninsula. That word. I always. Anyway, so Iberian Peninsula or Iberian, but anyway, it's Ibar. That's Hebrew, right? In the English, you would say Hebrew, but in the English, you would say Ibar or Ibaria. Right. So going back to First Chronicles. That's myself. First Chronicles chapter 1 verse 19. And unto Eber were born two sons. The name of the one was Peleg, because in his day the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Then I'm going to jump to, because it's going to mention the sons of Joktan, but I'm going to jump to 24. So First Chronicles chapter 1 verse 24. It says, Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Segur, Nahor, Terah, Abram, the same as Abraham. The sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. So I'm going to jump now to verse 34. And Abraham begat Isaac, the sons of Isaac, Esau, and Israel. Okay, so what does that explain to you? Explain to you that he's from the bloodline of, I'm going to read it again. Verse 24. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Segur, Nahor, Terah, Abram, and basically that's Abraham, right? So from there on, it goes to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Listen, that region is called Aram, right? He's not from Aram. He's not from the bloodline of Aram. He's not from the bloodline of Syria. He was called that because that region there in Mesopotamia is called Aram. Just like how we are not Canaanites. In the book of Ezekiel chapter 16, it says, thy father a Hittite and thy mother an Amorite. Is that our father and mother? No, because we started to do after the customs of the land, and then therefore we were called Hamites. In the book of Susan, in the Apocrypha, in the book of Susan, you had a Judite that was called a Canaanite. Why was he called a Canaanite? Because he was acting like it. That's why. Because he was lying just like a Canaanite. Because back in the days, our people didn't tell no lies. That's why one of us could chase 1,000 of them. We didn't lie. And the Heavenly Father said, in the future, we're going to go back to that. Let me read that real quick before I go to the book of Susan. So it says here, the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 3? Verse 3. Thus saith Yahweh, I am returned unto Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. So we're going to be called the city of truth, because back in the days, we didn't lie. In the book of Joshua, you can read about it, like we never lost a fight. And then one time, Achan, in the book of, Judges or Joshua? Joshua 6 or 7, or Judges 6 or 7, one of those two. I think it's Joshua. Yeah, it was Joshua. Joshua 6 or 7, one of those two. Then Achan, he stole something, gold and silver and stuff like that, and basically he got about 36 men killed because of him. So they burned him, and they stoned him to death, then they burned him. Because of him, all the other died. So that's why the Lord told Joshua, go, just kill him. That's what he did, basically, right? That's because we didn't lie and we didn't steal. Because if we start stealing and lying and stuff like that, people of our nation are going to be destroyed. They're going to die. So it's your fault, right? Basically. That's why this time around, the Most High is not going to wait 40 years in the wilderness. Actually, he's been waiting since basically the 70s, because that's when this world started to really actually flourish. You know what I'm saying? It started to come all over the world and stuff like that. So the Most High made sure that all the world basically started to hear about the Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that. So now they know about it. You know what I'm saying? They heard about it. Let's just say they heard about it. Not everybody knows about it. Not everybody really knows about it, but they heard about it and stuff like that. What's up? So, all right, shalom. Shalom. Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Hmm? Esau?
Jesus, brother.
Oh, okay, okay.
He said Isa. Was it
Oh, okay.
Jesus? It's not the real
Yeah,
name.
it's cool, man. Yahushua is his name. I speak that. It's cool. You too, man. Yeah?
Keep running this away, brother. Make it to him.
What, this thing? That's not mine.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay for you.
No, no, no. You can leave it. You can. It's dirt. It just flew from somewhere or something like that. It's cool. Thanks. Yo. Hey, Shabbat. Hey, Shabbat. Hey, Shalom. Hey, Shalom. What's up? Yeah, man. Yeah. Right. So, what's I saying again? Oh yeah. So, we're gonna be the city of truth again. Y'all Bashem Yahshai, and we're gonna be the city of perfection again. You know what I'm saying? Because we already were back in the book of Lamentation, chapter 2. Yeah, 2. Lamentation chapter 2, verse I think 15, which it says, all that passed by, Lamentations 2:15, all that passed by clapped their hands at thee. They hissed and wagged their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? The joy of the whole earth? That's what they used to call us. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew, like, man, this is a bunch of perfect people over there. Judith was so beautiful that they thought, like, oh man, she gonna deceive people. And isn't the Edomite female doing that right now with her so-called striking beauty? She's so beautiful that the Jake women are actually looking like her. Tell me I'm lying. Okay. Right. They model after her. They want to look like her, be like her. A lot of them want to talk like her, especially in the news anchors and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're around the Edomite. So what do you think they model themselves after? They model themselves after the pretty little white things that be walking around there up on the office and stuff like that. But anyway, so let me go on to First Chronicles. No, the book of Zazan. So, the book of Zazan, which is they call this a Canaanite. Well, they call the Judite a Canaanite. So it says here, the book of Zazan, chapter 1 is only one chapter, verse 56. So he put him aside. So Daniel put him aside, right? Because he tested him as a judge. So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other and said unto him, O thou son of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty has deceived thee, and lust hath perverted thine heart. Because the woman was so beautiful that he started to lie. That's just crazy in itself. That's how beautiful the daughters of Jacob were. Like a wicked person would start lying on them. And in the book of Deuteronomy, if you lie on a virgin of Jacob, you need that ass whooped. And I'm gonna read that for you real quick. Now this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter, I think it was 21. 21. We get that, then I'm gonna jump back to the First Chronicles. Deuteronomy 21 and no, it wasn't 21. What was it again? 22? I think it was 22 then. Basically from 13 until 19. So I'm gonna read it real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13, it says, if a man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her and give occasion of speech against her and bring up an evil name upon her and say, I took this woman and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. So basically, you know, it's self-explanatory, but I'm gonna say it anyway because certain people, you know, not everybody speaks English. So let me just explain it. So it says that if he take himself a wife, and I'm saying, and you basically have sex with her, right? And then all of a sudden you find an occasion to start talking crapaloni, basically, and then you do it, right? Verse 15. Then shall and then you say like, oh shit, she wasn't even a virgin, you know what I'm saying? I popped her and she wasn't no virgin. Then afterwards you start talking, you know, feces. Verse 15. Let me read the rest of 14 again. And say, I took this woman and when I came to her, I found her not a maid, meaning she wasn't a virgin anymore, you know? You're trying to give her a bad name that she was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the token of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. Verse 16. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elder, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. Verse 17. And lo, he had given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of the city shall take that man and chastise him. So you're gonna whoop your ass, man. If you lie on a virgin of Jacob. Those are the rules that we had back in the days, basically to protect them against an evil name, because basically a harlot finna get stoned to death. So, you know. And if you read the book of Susanna, they actually wanted, she was so beautiful that they hated her, and that they wanted to kill her because she didn't want to sleep with them. So they actually wanted to put her to death. But if you read the scriptures, it said, but the Most High Spirit, like the Holy Spirit, came upon Daniel, and he was like, oh hell no, that ain't happening, because she's actually more righteous than both of you demonic duos, right? Y'all some Canaanites, y'all ain't no Judites. And then, you know, because it says it literally, it said, then the Most High, then the Holy Spirit came upon Daniel, and he stood up and said, no, that's not true. They're lying on that woman, you know, because they wanted, because they wanted to put her to death by false accusations and stuff like that, you know, and she was about to get killed, you know, and then the Heavenly Father turned it around and killed them. How about that? That's the fun part. So it says here, and so it goes on. Okay, let me read on. So it says here, hey, they chastised him and gave him a fine. You can read the rest of it yourself if you have the time. I'm gonna jump now to First Chronicles chapter 1. Again, to show you the lineage of Abraham. I hope this doesn't fly over your head, because I already did it. You know, I already read it before, so I'm gonna read it again. First Chronicles chapter 1, verse 24. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Pelah, Reu, Segar, Nahor, Terah, Abram, the same as Abraham, right? So now if you read the book of Genesis chapter 10, which I'm going to get quick. I think this is going to be the last one. Genesis chapter 10. It shows you the lineage also. But it will also show you that Genesis chapter 10 and 21. And Shem also the father of all the children of Eber. So all the children of Eber are Shemites. And a lot of people came out of that. But anyway, so it says here, the brother of Japhet the elder, even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And verse 23 now. And the children of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Getem, and Mash. So Aram is not from, Aram is Syria, if you didn't know. But I don't have like the internet documents in front of me. But like I said, I did the video already, so you can see there where the bloodline of Aram, where the word Aram was changed into Syria. You know what I'm saying? But just to make a long story short, that region what you call Mesopotamia, those lands, Assyria, Mesopotamia, Syria, those places were actually called Aram. That's why the Most High said, my father, a Syrian, came from that region over there. Why? Because he came from that region over there. He wasn't that man. Just like how I'm not Dutch. But if I was to come to America, you would call me the Dutch guy, right? See what I mean? So, therefore, it is like that. So, now going to, okay, I hope I put that topic to rest. And if you got another question or something to say, okay, I'll tackle it again. Just to make it clear what I'm talking about, because brothers be on the comment board and stuff like that. Brothers be, and on my other channels too, brothers be like, yeah, but he's a Hebrew. I know he is. It flew over your head. You didn't understand what I just said. I was just giving the history, man, who we are as a people by reading the scriptures. But like I said, it might have flew over your head. I don't know, man. Maybe you listened to everything. Maybe you didn't. I'm looking up something, by the way. Maybe you listened to everything. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't get it. It's possible. So I'm gonna repeat it for you, just like how Esau keeps on repeating those songs that ain't good, but he keeps on repeating it, so it turns into something very good. Yeah, against better judgment. What was that? Oh yeah. Right. So now I'm gonna go to. Yeah, Amos chapter 1. Who sold the Jacob descendants? Because that was actually the topic that I actually wanted to get into. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau got our people through Ham, right? But back in the days, it was actually Hamites and Ishmaelites that sold the Israelites. No, sorry, Hamite and Ishmaelites that sold the Israelites, right? So now this is the book of Amos chapter 1. So Amos 1 and let's see something. Now here I'm about to read about Aram, which is Damascus, which is what the Heavenly Father is going to basically chin check. Yeah. The Most High is going to chin check Syria. He's going to chin check that whole region of Aram because they were incensed against the Jacob descendants, which are the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. So let me read it here for you. The book of Amos chapter 1 verse. I start at 5. I start at 3. So it says here, Amos chapter 1 verse 3, right? Now I was speaking about Aram and stuff like that and Syria, which is the same thing. Now this is what the Most High is going to do unto them, right? So just because the Most High said that Abraham was a Syrian, don't mean anything for them. There's no such. Listen, the Most High blessed Ishmael, right? Did he get the covenant? No, he didn't. The Most High blessed Esau. His blessing was his curse at the same time. But did the Most High basically bless him unto deliverance? No, he didn't. He blessed him with the sword. He blessed him with the fanciness, all the fanciness of the planet Earth and stuff like that. He set him up like that. Just like how he set up the prince of Tyrus in Ezekiel 28. And Esau is the modern day king of Tyrus. So he set him up like that too, because the ancient king of Tyrus, that Hamite, that Canaanite, yeah, he actually was real good with the ship. He was very intelligent. He had all these things, a lot of things you couldn't hide things from him, man. He would figure stuff out. But then he got too proud, and then the Most High had to chin check him, along with Japhet, which were the ships of Tarsus, which they was doing business together, just like how you have Moab and Ammon doing business and Ishmael doing business together with Esau nowadays. All of them are doing business together. Why? It's just history repeats itself, man. You know, they're doing the same thing that the other heathen nations did, but they think they're new because nowadays it's a new thing. It's like that Nimrod thing, right? The flying reindeer thing. That's not an old thing, man. That's not a new thing. That's an old thing. But they put a new jacket on it. You know, some fat dude from the North Pole with Coca-Cola and stuff like that, with flying reindeers and stuff like that. You know, they just make up stuff, and it's a new thing. They put a new jacket on it because if they teach the old Nimrod thing, a lot of people would be like, "Oh hell no, we're not following that." So they have to put a new spin up on it to make it seem as if it's some kind of brand new thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, reading on. Now it says here, Amos chapter 1 verse 3, which is subtitled, "Judgment on the Nations." Right? Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Damascus. Now Damascus is Aram also. That whole, like I said, that whole region over there. But Damascus is basically where Syria is. Right. And because listen, let me give you a great example. It says the land of Canaan, right? You know, when Abraham got up in that land, the land of Canaan. But was it only Canaan there? No, it was Mizraim was there. Mizraim was there. Why? The Philistines. Now, if you read Genesis chapter 10, you will see that the Philistines come out of Mizraim, which is the brother of Canaan. So, it was Mizraim and Canaan were there, but it was still called the land of Canaan. Well, same thing with Syria, Ashur, because Ashur is not Aram. Ashur is the brother of Aram, Genesis chapter 10. But the region was still called the region Aram. That's what, you know, I don't know, they did it, man. I'm just telling you what it is. What I read, and I'm showing you too. Anyway, hope you get it. It looks like it's how you call that thing, like how you call that thing again? I forgot the word. Complicated? It's not. Ingewikkeld? It's not. Right, it says here, Amos chapter 1 verse 3, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Damascus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. So the Most High is going to punish them. Why? Because they have threshed Gilead with threshing instruments of iron. So they fought wars against us, man. Yo, the people of Aram, they fought wars against us. So let me read on. But I will send a fire into the house of Hazael, which shall devour the palaces of Ben-Hadad, right? Which is, if I'm correct, was the king of Syria. I looked it up, but I forgot. You can look it up for yourself if you have the time. King of Assyria or Syria, one of those two. Ashur or Aram, one of those two. Verse 5. I will break also the bar of Damascus, and cut off the inhabitants from the plain of Aven, and him that holdeth the scepter from the house of Eden. And the people of Syria shall go into captivity unto Kir, saith Yahweh. So this happened already, but it's going to happen again. So Assyria is Aram, if you didn't know. Right. So the most. Well, let me read it for you again. Maybe maybe it flew over your head. I'm actually talking to a few individual specific people concerning that. They think that I'm saying that Abraham is like a Syrian. Like, you didn't get the point. He's a Hebrew Israelite, because they commenting on me on my the comment board and stuff like that, saying, yeah, but he's a Hebrew. I know he is. You don't get it. You obviously don't get it, because but I understand you're trying to defend the gospel and say like, hey man, this guy is talking false. But I know I'm not. You just don't understand what I'm saying. So that's why I have multiple videos explaining it to you. But hey, if you can't get it, we just have to just move on and just focus on other things right now. Even though I love going explaining stuff, But if you don't want to get it, then it's something else. Like them scoffers, you see how I handle them. But the sincere brothers that come up talking about, hey man, he's a Hebrew, he's not a Syrian. I explain. I have no problem with that, Lord willing. Then I explain to you what it means and what I mean. And then you're going to get it. You're going to get it because you're sincere with it. But the other scoffers and stuff like that, yeah, dude, have your fun, Esau. So it says here, let me read it again. Verse 5. I will break also the bar of Damascus and cut off the inhabitants from the plain of Aven, and him that holdeth the scepter from the house of Eden. And the people of Syria shall go into captivity unto Kir, saith Yahweh. So the people of Syria, the people of the actual real Aramites, they're going to go into captivity under the Jacob descendants, man. Because the Most High is going to get them. Why? Because they fought wars against us back in the days, and they're still doing it now until this day. Psalms 83. Now, it doesn't mention 100% of the nations of the planet Earth, but in the book of Jeremiah, let me get that real quick. Jeremiah chapter 30, it says all nations, 100% of them, right? That have fought against Jacob. So it says here, Jeremiah chapter 30, I think it was 16, I think it was. Jeremiah 30 and 16, yeah. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. That means like all the nations that fought against the Jacob descendants are going to go for a prey, because that's what the Heavenly Father said. Now it says here, the book of Zechariah chapter 14 verse 1. Zechariah chapter 14 verse 1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. And I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged. That's what they did to the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. That's what they did, and that's what they're still doing unto this day. So, what is the Most High going to do? And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off. So it's a small portion of the Jacob descendants are not going to be cut off. Which is that? Which is what? The remnant. Micah chapter 5 verse 7. Those are the residue. Those are the residue of the Jacob descendants. So only a small portion of us is actually going to make it. Yeah. So it says here, verse 3. Then shall the Lord go forth. Shit, wait. Oh shit. Then shall the Lord. I already knew. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. And that's in the book of Joshua chapter 23 verse 10. When we didn't sin in front of the Lord, we could just beat people up. It was multiple Samsons, because you have a lot of. I just saw a video where a guy was talking about Samson was the strongest man in the scriptures and stuff. I'm looking at you like, man, it was multiple Samsons. Every Jacob descendant, right, was basically an individual Samson. Deuteronomy, Joshua chapter 23. Let me read that quick before I put my belt on, my rope actually. So it says here, Joshua. This is it. Joshua chapter 23, verse. Joshua 23 verse 10. Yeah, I got it. So it says here, Joshua 23:10. It says that one man of you shall chase 1,000. For Yahweh your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he had promised you. So I'm gonna read it again. Joshua chapter 23, verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your God, he it is that fighteth for you, as he had promised you. So what does that mean? Man, every individual Jacob descendant was a Samson, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get back to that power, but even worse, even more powerful. Deuteronomy chapter 30, I think 31. Let me see something. Deuteronomy chapter 32, maybe? Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 30. How should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight? Except the rock had sold them, right? And Yahweh had shut them up. So who's the man that actually causes for you to actually win battles when you go to war as a nation? Yahweh. Esau is put in that position right now where he can actually shift but the Most High is actually behind the scenes. But anyway, Esau is in a position right now where he can shift fights. Basically, he gives like one side more powers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? More weapons. And if they actually started to win with the weaker weapons, he got them laser beams finna pop you over there. Oh, you winning? With the weak weapons we gave you? Shit, they must be really strong. Bzz, bzz, bzz. You know what I'm saying? If you watch that manga called Akira, you will see that they had that weapon. Well, the producers of that cartoon, that manga actually, they knew about those type of weapons since back then. And you're Jacob descendant. You don't even know what the hell's going. Our people don't even know what color they are, man. They call themselves black. You're not black. You're the same color as the earth, which is an earthling, which is different shades of brown. Your hair is black, well, mine is white, but we're actually different shades of brown, from light skin brown to dark skin brown. Even that we don't know. So how much more you're not gonna know about basically things that are outside of your body. Your own body you don't even know, man. Come on, man. Our people don't know shit. You know? You grow up, your parents teach you some flying reindeer nonsense. Now you think every Christmas you want to have a present and stuff like that because it's represented like that. But when you start getting older, you'll be like, what the hell is that? You lying. Man, I ain't listening to you, man. How you gonna teach your kids this dumb shit? You know what I'm saying? So, there is no such thing as flying reindeers. And then when your kids grow up and they lie to you, yeah, you're the one that taught them a lie. You're teaching them lies. So when they lie to you when they grow up, now you're getting angry. Why didn't you tell me the truth? You told them that there is a thing as bunnies that lay eggs and flying reindeers. Come on, man. You're lying to them. Why are you lying to them? You lie. Right? Who said that? Leonardo? Splinter is dead. You lie. But where was I again? Amos, yeah. Oh yeah, Deuteronomy. Right, Deuteronomy. I kept on. See, if I keep on talking, I'm gonna lose my train of thought. That's what happens to me. If I keep on talking, I might lose what I was thinking. That's why I kind of keep it short. I have too much to say. But Joshua, and oh yeah, Deuteronomy 32 and Leviticus also 26, I think. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 31. For their rock is not as our rock, even our rock themselves being judges. So, even our enemies themselves being judges, but our rock. But the Most High is actually causing these enemies to be our judges because they judge us. And after that, the Most High is going to judge them. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. We'll read from verse 5 until 12. You will see that the Most High sends them to come and fight against us, just as I read in the book of Zechariah chapter 14, verse 2, which I was still reading right now. Oh yeah, I already read it. Yeah. So, but then and then I jumped to Joshua. Okay, so that's in the days of battle when the Most High fought for us, with us, and the Spirit of the Lord was in us. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we wasn't lying and cheating and stealing. I don't mean cheat as in adultery. That's something else. A man is allowed to have multiple wives. You need to take care of them. Because like I said, if I was a millionaire, ain't no female on this earth could actually tell me anything. Why? I wouldn't even be with you. I got money, so I get to choose. And my children stay with me. Because it's my sperm, my seed, my boys, my girls in your womb. I just borrowed you for 9 months and you think you have something to say? You're a joke. But of course, I wouldn't be mean. Of course, you need to love the wife of your... That's why you don't fuck bitches. You know? You need to love your wife. If you have multiple wives, then you love them. Okay, you got that money to support them, right? Okay, love them. Don't treat them like bitches. Don't fuck bitches. You don't get bitches pregnant. That's stupid. Why you do that? But that's why you think it with your pilot helmet on. You know, you got that radar, and that radar ain't working, so you're stupid. You're flying in the dark. Yeah, just like them Sodomites, them people in Sodom and Gomorrah. They were so thirsty for a feces hole that's dry and filthy and smelly. They were still trying to get those dudes, man. Those angels, basically. They were still trying to get them, even though they was blind looking. Come on, man. Yeah, don't be like that. Right, so it says here. Amos here. Amos chapter 1 verse. Okay, so let me read it again. Amos chapter 1 verse. I'll just start at 5 again. Amos chapter 1 verse 5. Now it says here, I will break also the bar of Damascus and cut off the inhabitant from the plain of Avan and him that holdeth the scepter. So that those are their rulers in that region over there, from the house of Eden. And the people of Syria shall go into captivity unto Kir, saith Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Gaza. Back in the days, there was them Hamites that was living in Gaza over there. And if I'm correct, it was them Philistines, which are Mizraim. They was living there. But nowadays, it's talking about, well, the Ishmaelites is living there. So it's going to fit you. Just like how you have, when it says in the book of Ezekiel chapter 38, it speaks of Tarshish and all these lands and stuff like that. Well, that was Japhet. But who's sold in those lands right now? The Edomite Russians and stuff like that. So what's the Most High going to do? He's going to gather them up because they're the ones that are going to actually protect Iran and stuff like that in that war, because they have interest in Iran. So it's like this. If I have a friend, not even a friend, if I have a business partner, you know, he's doing his thing, and my merchandise is with him, right? So I got a lot of money up in there. Okay, cool. Okay. Now you want to come strong arm him, you fighting with me. It's the same thing as back in the days you had mafias, right? They still are here, but they work different. But I'm just giving you an example of the old school mafias. If you had a store and you was making money and stuff like that, then they would come and be like, yo man, check this out. You need to pay us a fee so that we can protect you. Protect me from what? From us. Because we're going to allow people to actually, but they're not going to say it like that. They're going to, basically people are going to rob you. They sent them. And then they're going to come around and say, yo, we can protect you for a fee, which is extortion, man. You a demon. But anyway, the point is that once that so-called store is under those mob guys and stuff like that, right? You can't come and knock them off. If you knock them off, you're knocking him off. And therefore, you're going to have a fight. Okay, that's the same thing with Russia and Iran and America. Russia has invested in Iran, and therefore, when you touch them, you touch them. Right? That's what's up. That's why you had that thing with Taiwan and China. China wants to dump, man. They want to suplex Taiwan. China wants to suplex Taiwan, but America is there, so they can't touch him. They be like, oh shit, he got a bodyguard. Oh man. But that's the same thing with Russia and Iran. They can't attack Iran because Russia is like there. Like, they're like, oh shit, oh man, he got a bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that because a lot of people are cowards. Basically, all the tough guys, the Most High is going to make the book of Jeremiah chapter 51 speaks that the tough men of Babylon, you're a bunch of women. You ain't that. You gonna be a lot of man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, especially when the Jacob descendants get their power. So now Amos chapter 1 verse 6. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Why? Because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. So who did that? The people in Gaza. So who was in Gaza at that time? The Hamites. So who sold the Israelites to the Hamites? Who sold the Israelites to the Edomites? The Hamites did that. And nowadays they worked, the Hamites still again, they worked alongside with the Ishmaelites. Ishmaelites been known to put our people into captivity. They did it with Joseph. not our people only. They was putting a lot of each other. That's why the Dutch have a saying like a Arab or something will sell his own mother, because that's what they did in the time of the Moors when we was here in Europe and in the Netherlands, Germany and stuff like that. Also in the Netherlands. Well, what they used to do is they used to sell us their mother, and then we used to put them in brothels and stuff like that. That's why they have this Black Pete thing, because they say that the Moors came from Spain. So who was in Spain? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? No, Moors. They was in Spain. They was living there, and they was the ones that are the Berbers. Those are the real Berbers, and they know. The history is very simple and simplistically put, but the Most High is allowing them to actually bring that confusion up on the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have a lot of crazy things going on, like flying reindeers, and everybody be celebrating it. Like I said, the reason I'm saying it often is because it's actually a stab toward Yahushai, because they're trying to say that that is connected to Yahushai, which is a grave disrespect, it's blasphemy, and then it's connected to the scriptures, which is another blasphemy, right? And the same thing with the flying the bunnies that lay eggs. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Same process. Disrespectful toward Yahushai, and which is blasphemy, and disrespectful toward the scriptures, which is blasphemy. Two things, two blasphemous things. Man, you know how many blasphemous things Esau be pushing out upon the planet Earth. That's why Obadiah chapter 1 verse 18 was written. Even though you might be looking around, you'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna meet all these Edomite girls. You don't know what you're saying, bro. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know what you're saying. Have you seen that movie, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? What did that Edomite girl do in the end? Ooh, she's gonna kill that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? She was gonna kill him. Why? They don't like you. They don't trust you. Okay, you have a few, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the greater majority bulk of them. If you didn't see this movie, I would recommend you see it, because I just blew the whole movie actually. You know, but anyway, but you can see it in the movie how she's acting toward them. And I think this movie was actually based on the Native Americans, just like on that blue movie with the blue what was it? Avatar, just like that movie, based on the Native Americans. And the first Planet of the Apes with Charleston Heston or something like that, that was based on the so-called Negroes. That was it, because they modeled like Jack Johnson. That they made King Kong because Jack Johnson had white women, and that's why they always have King Kong loving the white girl in the movie, because they base it on us. It's an allegory toward on us and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So all these things, when you figure it out, you start realizing like, wow, these devils is very sneaky with their little thing. For example, like the alien head, what they have in the movies and stuff like that, like the big alien head. If you have a silhouette of a Jake with a big afro, right? What do you think that head is going to look like? It's going to look like a big alien head. And then they say like he's green skinned. That's Daniel's chapter 10 verse 5 and 6, where it says that the Lord Yahushua has a body like a barrel, which is a green stone. Yeah, you have other different type of stone colors of beryl, but that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about a green emerald type color. Just like how you have the Lord Yahushua having a rainbow behind him, as it was a rainbow in the form of in the color of emerald, which is green, and green is a healing color, and Yahushua came with green and purple, and of course white. White flowing represents the cleanness and stuff like that. And yeah, that there. And going on, Amos chapter 1 verse 7, and I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof, and I will cut off the inhabitants of Ashdod, which Hamites were there also. But who's there nowadays? I think it was Amalek. Amalek is there now, right? So it says here, verse 8, and I will cut off the inhabitants from Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon, which is that same Amalekite region over there in the land of Canaan. So there you have it again. You have it literally again. In the land of Canaan, what do you have there? Did you know that you have Syrians there also? From Syria, you have them there too. In the Israeli country, what they call it right now, Amalek country, what I call it. You have the Israelis there, which is North Israel. Sorry, the Syrians there, North Israel. Armenians, you have them too over there, and then the bulk of them are like Amalek, and then you have a small portion of Parshiv land, which they gave unto the Ishmaelites. So just like back in the days, it's the same thing happening right over here again, which is a bunch of multiple nations fighting in that land for that land itself. you know. But that's the funny part. Now the reason why Ishmael is fighting over that land is because he's the firstborn of Abraham, and the reason Esau, Amalek, is fighting over that land is because he's the firstborn of Isaac. So those two firstborns trying to fight for the land. Meanwhile, the land was given unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which are the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos, right? So now I'm gonna read it again. The book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 8, the rest of 8. And I will cut off the inhabitants from Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon. And I will turn mine hand against Ekron, which were Hamites over there too, but nowadays you have I think Ishmaelites or Amalekites. I need to look at the map to see which one is living there, because the Ishmaelites are in the Gaza Strip, and then the Amalekites are in the rest of the land, and then above that you have like the Armenians and stuff like that, and the Syrians. You have them there too, and some of them are Christian, some of them are Muslim, and of course you got the Ishmaelites also above there in Lebanon and stuff like that, which is where the Hamites used to be also, and back in those days. So let me see the rest of verse 8. And the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, saith Yahweh, the power of Yahweh, the power. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, which is Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Why? Because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant. So Esau was actually supposed to be saying like, nah, I don't want him like that. But he hated us because we bought the birthright, which he sold. He didn't want it anyway. He despised it. He looked down upon it. And then we stole the blessing. Now that's the fun part. Because that's the fun part. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. But and he hated us ever since. Let me see if I can get a precept. Isaiah chapter 12. Wait, let me see it. Let me see something. Isaiah 23 and 1. Okay, check it out. Isaiah chapter 23 verse 1. Now it says here, the burden of Tyre, howl ye ships of Tarshish, which is Japhet. Like I said, nowadays they're doing business with each other. Esau is the big business dudes. He got the ships. He got the harbors. That's why they bring that dope up in here in the Netherlands and stuff like that. You mean to tell me that they don't see it? They don't even fucking care, man. They allow that shit to come up in here, man. Come on, man. You got only like one way in, one way out. Like, really? You ain't gonna tighten up security? No, man. They want that shit to spread. Chaos out of order, right? Order out of chaos, right? Sorry, other way around. But anyway, so it says here, you can kill a lot of jakes with that. You know what I'm saying? And also the Edomites that they don't want, because they want them Edomites gone, man. Yeah, that's why they're calling you up every year to come get your flu shot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be getting their flu shot, but everybody's sick. Yeah. And then they explain to them, like, you know, you got to get sick a little bit before that flu shot actually works. So how come you do it every year? You know what I'm saying? I got family members right there, older and stuff like that. They're getting called every year to come and take that flu shot, like the so-called flu shot, seasonal flu shot. I'm like, so when is it actually going to cure you? Well, you know, they're working on it, and they've been working. Shut the fuck up, man. That shit ain't working. Keep on taking that shot. You'd be somewhere that you don't want to be. You'd rather be here. Take a dirt nap. So it says here. Oh yeah. Isaiah chapter 23, verse 1. It says, the burden of Tyre, howl ye ships of Tarshish. Why? Because they're not going to be able to do business anymore. In the book of Revelation, it explains to you that when the other nations start seeing Esau falling, they're going to be like, oh man, we can't make no money no more. All the merchants of the planet Earth is going to get messed up because they'll be like, oh man, all the money is gone. That's what's going to happen. Yahweh is going to set it up like that. I think it's going to rain. Anyway, so it says here on the rest of 20, so Isaiah chapter 23, verse 1, the burden of Tyre, howl ye ships of Tarshish, for this laid waste, so that there is no house, no entering in from the land of Shittim. It is revealed to them. And Shittim is Japhet also, right? Be still, ye inhabitants of the isles, thou whom the merchants of Zion that pass over the sea have repellished. So, who is the one that's repellishing them? Esau, with substances and stuff like that. And who is the one that actually returned in the favor with their services? In this case, it was them two Japhetic people. But nowadays, it's basically Moab. It's providing Esau with a lot of technology, like cheap labor and stuff like that, cheap clothing, In Japan, it's actually also supplying them with technology and stuff like that. So India is supplying them with cheap labor, you know. All your so-called beautiful Nikes, a bunch of children wrap that up together, man. Now you're paying like 400, 500 euros for a stupid shoe. Yeah. Especially when they go out of, how you call that thing, go out of production. Then instead of like 120, they not instead of like 120 euros, they will charge you 500. Google it if I'm lying. You had the Nike Air Ones. You had the Nike Air Ones that was actually being discontinued, and then the price skyrocketed into the 500 euros, man. 500 euros for a shoe. But now they got that price back down, so it's now like it was up, man. Yeah, what's up? So now they got the price back down to 120. But still, the fact is that they had it on 150. Yeah, let that sink in, man. They're playing around. But anyway, that's how they do their little merchandise thing, and they're very smart with it. They're very wise with it. But let me jump to the verse of 8. Wait, let me see. No, wait. 11. He stretched out his hand. No, wait. Yeah, I gotta actually sit down and break that down because now I ain't got the ammunition. I got the ammunition, but I need to show a few pictures and stuff like that to break that one down. But I'm gonna just read verse 11. Isaiah 23 and 11. It says, "He stretched out his hand over the sea. He shook the kingdoms." The Most High did that. The Lord had given a commandment against the merchant city to destroy the strongholds thereof. So the Most High is the one that's actually going to set it up to where all the merchant cities, starting with Esau, he's the top guy, and everybody else that followed after them, they're going to basically be destroyed, man. All the merchants of the world are going to cry when Esau falls because they're going to fall too. You see, when Esau falls, they fall. Think about it. If you're doing business with a particular branch or something like that, and that branch starts to fall, you're gonna cry because you're gonna be like, "Shit, no more money." That's the first thing that's gonna come to your head. You're gonna start panicking. You're gonna start trying to find a new partner to basically work with, but you know they ain't not gonna be because now the Jacob descendants and we ain't partnering with anybody. And all y'all going into captivity. We ain't partnering with no one once that time comes. See, you can partner with Esau and make businesses here, there, Japhet and all that type of stuff. But once that time comes, money is going to be obsolete. You're going to be the money. Money is going to be obsolete. Because the Jacob descendants are going to have that gold and that silver. And the paper money is going to get burnt up because it's worthless. It's not backed up by gold. That's why every year, everything is getting more expensive. No, it's not. The money is getting weaker because that's what it is. It's paper. It's a tree converted into paper with ink on it that tells you this is $100 or €100. It's not even real. It's monopoly money. Now the only one that's actually keeping that thought alive is the people. That's why they complain and talking about everything is getting so expensive. Yes, it is because your money is worthless. You know, only the gold and the silver. Those are the only things that actually are worth something. And of course, land, food, water, housing, those are the things that are actually worth anything. Because if you have $1 million and I have land, cattle, food, fruits, vegetables, your $1 million is going to become my $1 million. Why? Because you're going to buy stuff and I'm going to rent it to you. I'm not going to sell houses to you and land. No, that means you're going to make money and I don't want that. So you're going to buy from me perpetually. You're going to keep on renting and before you know it, you're going to be broke and then you're going to come work for me. That's what's up. That's what Esau has been doing for a few centuries right about now. That's why the majority of the people don't own houses, they rent. So he can kick you out that house if he feels like it. If he feels like it. You know, and he raises the rent every year with like 6%. The houses is getting older and older and you have fungus and all that house leprosy. And still he charges you more every year. And you can't do nothing about it. So anyway, I think I'm done with Amos chapter 1 verse 10. But I will send a fire on the wall of Tyrus, which shall devour the palaces thereof. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions against Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he pursued his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. They angry, man. So when you see these Edomites and stuff like that, you know, back in the 90s, they used to say angry black man syndrome and stuff like that. Now they're saying angry black woman, but now they say angry white male. They angry because they're Holly Weird is basically writing them off as a bunch of sissies that's shucking up pork chop and stuff like that. So it's funny. So they're angry, like, I hate you all. I hate the woke movement. I'm laughing at that, man. I'm thinking to myself, like, and I'm commenting them, you're an angry white male. Yeah, they used to do that shit to us in the 90s. You're an angry black male. You're just angry black male syndrome. You're just pissed off at the world because you don't have what you want. It's the same thing to you right about now, Esau. You're angry and bitter and you want to be the movie star, but you ain't. So they put you in second class and they put the white woman over you. And you're furious. They're so furious, man. They're so furious. I'm laughing at that. Right, so Amos chapter 1 verse, let me see, 11 already read. 12. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Bosra. Teman is where them smart dudes are. Them what? Wait, let me get that. The book of Obadiah, favorite book. One of my favorite books. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse... where is it? 9. So it says here. No. Verse 8. Verse 8. Obadiah chapter 1 and 8. Shall I not in that day, save Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Slaughter. For thy why? Why, you might ask? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. That's why Jacob and Esau are not brothers anymore, because of the wickedness that they was doing. You see, they should have kept it cool cat, but then again, the Most High set him up like that. He has that unforgiving, wrathful spirit of revenge. And the Most High said that the vengeance of man worketh not righteousness with the Most High. The reason why somebody cut you down as a nation is because you offended the Aram. You offended the Most High, so he stirred up the spirit of the heathen nations to come and take you down. You know what I'm saying? You should say that like Arnold Schwarzenegger, down. I'll take you down today. Down. That's how the Most High is actually basically cracking jokes on you while he's taking you down. And you think that you're the greatest. Just like the king of Tyrus thought he was the greatest. Just like Nebuchadnezzar thought he was the greatest. Until the Most High humbled him. And then he made him come back to his senses like, man, I was gone. I was eating grass and barking like a dog and all that type of stuff, you know? So, basically, the Most High chain checked him. I thought he was eating grass or something like that. Anyway, the feathers started to pluck off of him. So he turned into a bird. Esau would use that for evolution. But then again, he can't, because that would then show the miracle of the Heavenly Father. And yeah, you still have people, just Google it, YouTube it, people that grow feathers or people that grow horns. That's a curse. The Most High curse. But nowadays, our people don't believe in, a lot of people don't believe in that because they have been city slickerized. A city slicker is a person that doesn't believe that there's a spiritual world out there where people are able to do wickedness and goodness, but I'm focusing on the wickedness right now, because those are the ones that actually are predominant all over the world in these heathen nations, especially if you go to South America. They ain't playing over there. They got stuff for you, stuff that you be like, I didn't even know that existed. If you're a city slicker, then basically you're not gonna know, because you're in the city all the time. You're walking on concrete, breaking your back, it hurts. But when you're walking on barefoot, you're gonna start realizing like, man, I feel strength, because that's because we're connected then. Yeah, you're gonna feel it. Even when it's warm, you start to get a little stronger. You feel your muscles like, whoa, we're supposed to be in the heat. You actually get stronger. You know. So anyway, so it says here, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 11. In that day thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Later on, he also started to cast lots for our people. Why? Because he sold us. They sold us. Right? Now going back to, okay, that was that part. So that was a whole story in order for me to actually explain to you, like, Aram is going to get it too. Syria is going to get it too. Ashur is going to get it too, because it says right here in the book of Numbers chapter 24, right? So all the children that come from Eber, right? All the children, I just read it in the First Chronicles chapter 1, right? So it says here, Numbers chapter 24, Numbers 24, verse, Numbers 24, and let me see something. Oh, it's Deuteronomy. Okay. Numbers 24 and I'll start at, the point is in 24, but I'll start at 17. Numbers 24 and 17. It says, so Balaam was talking here. I shall see him. Him is Yahushua. So Balaam is telling you, like, in the future he's going to be here once more and he's going to see the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because there's such a thing as called reincarnation in the scriptures. Matthew chapter 16 shows you that, among others. Matthew 19 also, right? Even what's his name again? Elijah came back in the body, and that body was the body that Paul had, but it was the soul of Elijah. So that shows you that your soul ain't going nowhere. It goes into another body. It's not going to just evaporate like that YOLO type of nonsense, which is the book of Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, if I'm correct, or 4. You had a bunch of YOLO jakes over there that didn't believe in the Most High Yahweh Bashan Yahshai. Yeah, you had them YOLO jakes since back then, right? So it says here, Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. So not close by, not now, not in this time. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and the scepter shall rise out of Israel. And the scepter shall rise out of Israel. So it says here, and smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. Now, if you look up that word Sheth, it's actually going to the, let me see, Sheth. Let me see, Jeremiah chapter 49. Because you might think like, so who were the children of Sheth? It's actually talking about, it's a word that means something. It's, let me see, Deuteronomy 48, and let me see something. Oh, yeah, I got it. Deuteronomy 48 and, what's it? 29 and 40. Wait, let me get that first. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 48 and 29. We have heard the pride of Moab. He's exceeding proud. His loftiness and his arrogance and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart. See, these Moabites are proud as hell. The Moabites are proud as hell. That's why you see them walking, right? You can just push them and they fall, but they're proud as shit, man. They're funny people. That's why the Most High is going to throw his shoe at you. You're going to turn into a washing pot guy in the kingdom. You're going to wash the dishes, among other things, but the Most High is going to make you something to actually be like, okay, see what happened to him? This is what you get for what you was doing, or you was woofing all this time, right? Zephaniah chapter 2 also speaks about Ammon and Moab, what's going to happen to them. They're going to turn into salt pits. If you don't know what happens to a salt pit, it's desolate. And nothing grows there. They're not going to be prosperous for at least 1,000 years. So it says here, Jeremiah 48 and 45. It says, they that fled stood under the shadow of Heshbon because of the force. But a fire shall come forth out of Heshbon, and a flame from the midst of Sihon, and shall devour the corners of Moab, and the crown of the head of the tumultuous ones. So, if you look up that word here in the book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 17, when it says, a star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. Now, if you look up that word Sheth, and then you look up that word tumultuous ones, that's what it's talking about. Because what are they? What is a tumult? Well, it's like this one. Psalms chapter 1. Chapter 1. These are the children of Sheth. Psalms chapter 1 verse. No. Chapter 2 verse. No. It's Psalms 83. Psalms 83. This is it. Now, Psalms 83 and 1. So it says here, keep not thou silence, O power, Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. So, what is it talking about? The tumultuous ones. And what is a tumult? If you go to like a soccer game or a basketball game or a baseball game, you're gonna hear the crowd screaming this like, that's tumult. That's a tumultuous noise. That's what they're doing. And who are the tumultuous one? Esau and the rest of the people upon the planet Earth. But it's actually talking about Moab and the tumultuous ones of Moab. You know what I'm saying? Right. As I was saying, let me see again. So it says here, Numbers chapter 24, verse, the rest of 17. A star, there shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of tumult. All the tumultuous children are going to be destroyed. That's what it actually says right there. Because Sheth is the same thing as Sheth that was in the book of Genesis, but it's not talking about him. It's talking about the tumultuous ones. Who are the tumultuous ones? Well, the ones that are going to come with Moab and stuff like that. Right? The tumultuous ones are the enemies of Yahweh. Those are the tumultuous ones. And also the book of Psalms chapter 2, verse 1, where it says, then why do the heathen rage? And let me read it. It says here, Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. It says here, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine vain things? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us, because we're tied unto them and we're their masters actually, but they want to get loose. You know what I'm saying? And then they made us their masters. That's what it says in the book of Ecclesiastes, where it says that the princes are now upon the planet Earth walking, and servants are upon horses, basically being the ones holding the chains. Like that. So it says here, verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, Yahweh shall have them in derision. So he that sitteth in the heaven shall laugh, and the Most High shall have them in derision. So what is happening right now? He's actually having them on a delusional type tip that they're going to win. They actually think that they're going to actually take everything over once that World War III actually settles down. Yeah. The merchants of the planet Earth, they also have that idea. But that's not going to happen. And what's going to happen is the Jacob descendants are going to wake up. Jacob, wake up, Jacob. And then we're going to scream just like that. We're going to ride on you, busters. You know? It's going to be a fun day. And we're going to have that upper hand, and we're going to win the war. Now we're losing a lot of battles, but the war is going to be won and kept. Daniel chapter 7 shows you that Yahushua, his kingdom shall be an everlasting kingdom, and no man shall actually come up against us evermore. Right, so the rest of Numbers chapter 24, verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Right, like Prince Valiant, that cartoon from back in the 80s, 90s. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And who is that? Everybody that didn't get destroyed by that nuclear missile. The Most High is going to cause for Yahushua to come. I keep on having something here. Is it something? Yeah. The Most High is going to have... he's going to have it to where you're going to have the Edomites ducking and dodging on the ground and stuff like that, in the underground bunkers, in the underground facilities and underground cities and all that type of stuff. And then we're going to come up, and then the Lord is going to come up and snatch him. He's going to send his men to go get him. And then, you got that big locked door from like a vault of gold, and there's, just like in the movie, in the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes or something like that, where they had all the weapons and behind that big wall, and they couldn't break it open with dynamite, nothing. You literally had to go in there and open it mechanically, like electronically, right? Because the door won't open. But anyway, once the Jacob descendants get their power, we're gonna snatch it just like Kalala. We're gonna snatch it just like that, and then we're gonna descend on you. We're gonna descend on you. Mosai is probably gonna send some hornets to you too. Anyway, so Mosai be keeping it. I hope he keeping that rain, man. As I feel the wind been coming up for a while now, and I think it wants to rain, but it's holding in. Anyway, let me finish this up. It says here, Numbers chapter 24, verse 20. Let me read 19 again because it's fun. Now it says here, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Seek and destroy. 20. And when he looked up, when he looked on Amalek, so Balak looked on Amalek, and it says, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he shall perish forever. No more Amalek in existence. So at least one nation is going to be gone, right? In this case, it's one tribe. But then in Obadiah chapter 1 and 18, it says a whole nation is not going to be here no more. So where is this idea that every nation on the planet Earth can be saved? It at least says at least one nation will not be here no more. So that would then therefore indicate that at least for one nation there is no salvation. Who's that nation? Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. For Esau cried, for he found no repentance. So there we go again. Esau, Edom. So who's Edom? Who's Esau? The son of perdition. I'm gonna give you a last hint. I know who it is. I know you know what I mean. I'm gonna give you another hint. Who destroyed? Who pollutes the three essential things to sustain life, needed to sustain life itself? So I'm gonna say it again. Who destroys the three essential things needed to sustain life itself? Water, a lot of fluoride and all deadly chemicals up in that water. You got the food, GMO, and all kind of deadly chemicals up in that food. And then you got pesticides, all that type of stuff. And then you got the air that we breathe. A lot of deadly chemicals and just crazy stuff in the air, man. If you know what's in there, you would try and hold your breath until death. That's what he destroys the three essential things needed to sustain life itself. Who does that? Who does that? That's Esau, the son of perdition, the son of destruction. Yeah, the son that the Yahushua said, his God is the prince of this world. Yeah, that's why when you want to really make money, you got to go to them. And then you got to sell your soul. Who's buying it? It's not an Arab. It's not a Chinese man. It's not a Japanese man. It's not an Aboriginal. It's not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Soros over here. They're not ruling this earth. Who's ruling the earth? Huh? Who? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That answer hurts a lot of people. Because they know it, but I'm not going to say it. I already said it. You should know. I want you to say it. How about that? So it says in Numbers chapter 24, verse 21. And he looked on the Kenites, and took up his parable, and said, Strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. What was their dwelling place? The dwelling place of the Kenites was in the midst of the Israelites. And if you mess with them, you mess with us. You can go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 27. 1 Samuel 27. It says that, I think it's 1 Samuel chapter 30, but I'm going to just check it. 1 Samuel chapter 27, verse. Oh, yeah. No, it's 30. 1 Samuel 27. No, 30 and. Sorry, but I'm looking for it. You know what? Let me look it up. Can't find it. It's in there somewhere. First Samuel chapter, I think it's what 27? Yeah, 20, 29 or 27 or 30. Anyway, First Samuel's 27. Let me check out 27 first. And oh shit. First Samuel chapter 27 verse. Let me see something. It was 27. I thought so. I didn't even mark it. So it says here on 1 Samuel chapter 27 verse 10. And Achish said, "Whither have ye made a road today?" And David said, "Against the south of Judah, and against the south of Jerahmeelites, and against the south of the Kenites." So King David was asked by the King by Achish, which was he was a Canaanite king, and he asked him like, "So where did you go today? Who did you fight?" Then he said, "Yeah, I fought against the Kenites, and I fought against the Judites and the Jerahmeelites, which are also Israelites, Jerahmeelites. And then in the book of the next chapter, which is First Samuel 28. No, it's this First Samuel 29. Yeah, I thought so. It is First Samuel 20. 30. Yeah, it was First Samuel chapter 30. So it says here, First Samuel chapter 30 verse. I'll start at 29. And when David came to Ziklag, he sent up the spoils unto the elders of Judah, even though in verse 27 he said, "I just killed them," but he didn't, because he lied to them, because he was like, he was actually running from his son. I think it was his son. No, he was running from, he was running from Saul. He was ducking and dodging and hiding from Saul. So he went into the land of Canaan over there in Ziklag. So he stayed there for a year or something. He stayed there for a whole year, something like that. It's in these, if you read 1 Samuel chapter 27 until 1 Samuel chapter 30, you're going to see that in these 3 chapters, 4 chapters, because you got to count 27, 28, 29, and then 30. So these 4 chapters, you got to count 27 also. If you read those 4 chapters, you will see that he stayed there for a year or something like that when he was fighting Saul. And Saul was afraid of the Hamites because he was a big guy, He was afraid of the giant-ass Hamites that was in that land over there, the Philistines and stuff like that. He was afraid of them. So he didn't come and pursue David. So David stayed there for a year. But anyway, so when he did kill a few, so that King David killed a few because he didn't want them to talk, so he killed them. And then he brought false news to the king of at that time from that region, Achish. Anyway, verse 20. So 1 Samuel chapter 30, verse 26. And when David came to Ziklag, he sent up the spoils unto the elders of Judah, even to his friends, saying, "Behold, a present for you of the spoil of the enemies of Yahweh, of the Lord." Right. So it says here, to them which were in Bethel, and to them which were in South Ramah, and to them which were in Jatir, and to them which were in Arur, which is down there with the border of the border of it's down there, right? Who was there again? Is next to Jordan. It was Reuben, half of the tribe of Manasseh, Reuben, and Gad. Man, but yeah, that was in the that was Reuben. He gave it to the Reubenites. Arur is Reuben. And to them which were in Sibmath, and to them which were in Eshtemoa, and this is the part where he said in 27 that he killed them. So, but he didn't. Verse 29, and to them which were in Rachel, and to them which were in the cities of the Yarameelites. Yeah, Yarameelites. Tongue twister. And to them which were in the cities of the Kenites. So, the Kenites, their stability was strong because you had King David around them and stuff like that. And in the time of Joshua chapter 4, you had the Kenites living also in Naphtali. So the Kenites, their dwelling place was strong. So let me read that part again. I think this is done. All right, so let me go back to Numbers 24. Numbers 24 and Man, I got to tape up my Bible, man. It's shredding all over the place. Numbers 24 and my feet, my legs actually. I gotta actually start moving around so that thing don't go to sleep on me. So it says here, Numbers chapter 24, verse. Numbers 24, verse. Man, that thing is loud, man. Numbers 24 and 22. Nevertheless, no, sorry, 21. And I looked on the Kenites and took up his parable, and he took up his parable, and said, Strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. And their rock was the Jacob. We were their rock, and we were their nest, and that's why they was dwelling good. The Gibeonites also, which are Amorites actually, but the Gibeonites, they was actually doing pretty good, because if you read the book of Joshua, you will see that the other Hamites, they wanted to go and attack them because they made the covenant with us, right? And they sent word to Joshua like, "If you come help me, because they're finna kill me right now." And then Joshua came with his mighty men, and they took him down. You know what I'm saying? They took the Hamites down. All the kings, it was 5 kings that came up against Gideon there, because that was like, y'all traitors. Here it is, they come here to kill us, and you join forces with them? Man, we're gonna kill you then. And it was 5 cities. The Gibeonites had 5 cities. And they were strong men. It said that they were strong men, but they couldn't fight against 5 kings with their 5 armies and stuff like that. They was like, oh man, we're finna die. And then they sent word to Joshua, you come help me. And he came, and then he slew all the 5 kings. They started running. We got them. You ain't going nowhere. And then they won the war, right? At that time. So let me read on. Which is Numbers chapter 24, verse 22. Nevertheless, so even though you in the stronghold of the Jacob descendant in their midst, nevertheless the Kenite shall be wasted until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. So, who came? It was Ashur. But who are the Kenites? They're Midianites. Why? Because Moses went over there because Midian was one of the sons of Abraham. That's why Zipporah, she was a Midianite. And then that was one of the descendants of Abraham. So it's all in the family. Just like how you have Rebecca, which was a family of Abram through his brother Nahor, Rebecca. And then you have Leah and Rachel, which was a family of Abraham through his brother, through one of his kids, which is Bethuel the Syrian. Oh yeah, here it comes again. So how can let me get that. Well, here it comes full cycle again. So on Genesis 25 and Genesis 25. I think I'm done with this. Oh yeah, I'm not done with Numbers. Wait, I'm not done with Numbers. Genesis 25 and Numbers 24. But it came back full circle actually. Didn't even notice it. Numbers chapter 25 verse. Genesis 25 and. Let me see something. Where is it? It says in the book. Genesis 25 and 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian, of Padan Aram. Did you get that? He's from Aram, Padan Aram. And that city is called Haran. And that's to be found in the book of Genesis 11:31. They came to Haran. Let me read that real quick too. Wait, I got too much things here. Let me grab this one. Genesis chapter 11. Genesis 11:31. So it says here. Genesis 11:31, it says, and Terah took Abraham his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abraham's wife, and they went forth from them, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan, and they came to Haran and dwelt there, which is Haran was in Padan Aram. And the days of Terah were 205 years. Yeah, 205 years. And Terah died in Haran. So, who stayed there? For the next chapter. Who stayed there? His brother. Here, wait. Who stayed there? His brother in that region over there. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. So, now if you read this, Genesis, what was it, 14? Wait. Genesis 4, just to show you that they're not from the bloodline of Aram. They're from the region called Aram. So I think you have that twisted up. Father's house. Father's house, yeah. Genesis 24. Yeah, Genesis 24. I was looking for it. Okay, so now I'm gonna read Genesis 24. What Abraham did. Genesis 24, to show you that when it says Laban the Syrian and Bethuel the Syrian and Rebekah the Syrian, it's not talking about the bloodline of like Aram from Genesis. That's something else. That's somebody else. That's the man itself. That's not, and the man, the region was called after that man. But anyway, so it says here Genesis 24, and I start at 1. And Abram was old and well stricken in age, and Yahweh had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh. He was going to make him swear basically on his testicles. Ain't no sodomite shit over here, bro. Because it wasn't like that. Verse 3. And I will make thee swear by Yahweh, the power of heaven, and the power of the earth, the God of the earth, the God of heaven, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son Isaac of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell. So Abraham was in the midst of these Hamites, these Canaanites, and he said, I don't want you to take a son from a daughter from them from my son, because you know when I'm going to die, you know. Verse 4. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac from there. So he said, go to my country and my kindred, which is my family. Okay, so what happened? Okay, so now going to Genesis chapter 22. Genesis chapter 22, right? It says here, Genesis 22 and 20. And it came to pass that after these things, I jumped to 2 chapters before. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she had also borne children unto thy brother Nahor, Huz his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram. This is another Aram. It doesn't have anything to do with the other bloodline of Aram, but this is a Shemite also, because Nahor is a Shemite, and therefore Nahor is also an Eber, which I'm gonna finish the rest reading in the book of Numbers chapter 24, right? So it says here, verse 22. So Genesis 22:22, and Kadesh, and Hazor, and Pildash, and Jeblah, and Bethuel, right? So Bethuel is a son of Nahor, which is the brother of Abraham, right? So it says here, going on. So it says verse 23 now, and Bethuel begot Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bore to Nahor, Abraham's brother. Right. So now we know who that one is. So now jumping back to Genesis 24, which says, right? Which says, Genesis 24 and 4. It says here, but thou shalt go unto my country and my kindred and take a wife unto my son Isaac. So now I'm gonna jump to Genesis 24 and verse 10. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master Abram, and departed for all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor. Did you get that? So Abraham told him, like, listen, go to my country and go there and go find a wife. Go to my let me say it again. Go to my country and go to my kindred, which is my family members, and find a wife there for my son Isaac. And where did he go? He went to the city of Nahor. And who's Nahor? Abraham's brother, which is his kindred, right? So let me read on. Let me read it again. First, Genesis chapter 24. Yeah, 24, verse 10. It says, and the servant of Abraham took 10 camels of the camels of his master and departed, for all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor. Of course, there you saw Okay, so I'm going to jump to verse 15. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. I'm going to just jump around. And then it says, because I got like a few minutes, not a few minutes, but I got like what? 25 minutes. 15. Genesis 24. Damn, I keep 20. Yeah, 24 and 15. Yeah. 15. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah, which is the daughter of Bethuel, right? But Rebekah came out. Well, yeah, the daughter of Bethuel, and Bethuel is the son of Nahor. Okay. Let me read it again. 15. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher on her shoulder. Okay, so that's that part. So who's Rebekah? Rebekah is the bloodline of Eber, also through Nahor, which is Abraham's brother. They're all from Eber, right? Remember that Eber part. Right, so now I read that, which is Genesis 24. Now going back to Genesis, I think 25 now. No. Yeah. Anyway. So, that part. Oh yeah, Genesis 25. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I got it right here. Genesis 25, which is, let me see again. Genesis 25. Here. So now, back again, Genesis 25 and what? 20? 20. Genesis 25 and 20. I'll start at 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. So now I'm asking you, oh great wise one, are they from Aram? Are they actually really Syrianites? Like Aramites, which is Syrian? You can look that up. The Greeks changed the name from Aram to Syria. And from Assyria, and from Ashur to Assyria. Yeah, it's confusing, I know. But if you read it, it's gonna make a lot of sense. It's gonna be easy. But anyway, are they from Syria? Or were they called after the land? Just like how Ezekiel 16, it says that basically the Israelites were called, their mother was called the Amorite and their father was called the Hittite. Or all the way around. Just read Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 1. So that's that part. So now it shows you that, so they're not Syrians as how from the bloodline of Aram. No, that they're from that region. They're from Mesopotamia. Because we didn't come from Aram. Because it tells you the bloodline of Abraham in First Chronicles chapter 1. It goes from Shem to through Arphaxad. Arphaxad is the brother of Aram. He's not from the bloodline of there. Even though it's actually the same bloodline, but the Most High said in those days he divided the nations. So he split them up. So therefore he cut off other nations from having the chosen bloodline of Abraham. He didn't want it like that. Most High cut it up. Just like how Isaac and Rebekah are not Edomites. They're the progenitors of Edomites. They're not Edomites themselves. You know? Isaac is not an Edomite. Isaac is also not an Ishmaelite. But he is the progenitor. Sorry. Abraham is not an Ishmaelite and Isaac is not an Edomite. Abraham is the progenitor of the Ishmaelites and Isaac is the progenitor of the Edomites. but we have nothing to do with them. You know, on a blessing type tip. Yeah, they family. So what? That's where it comes. What's going to happen to the other children of Eber? I'm gonna read that. Right. So now I think I got this out the way concerning that. Bethuel being the Syrian, Bethuel the Syrian, Laban the Syrian, and Rebecca the Syrian. It doesn't say Rebecca the Syrian, but if your brother is a Syrian, your father is a Syrian, what do they call you? Rebecca the Syrian. But are you from the bloodline of Syria or Aram? Nay. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're from the bloodline of Eber, because your brother, sorry, your forefather Abraham, his brother, is your grandfather. So how can you be of Syria? You just called that way. Just like I said, if I come to America, you're gonna call me you're gonna call me Dutch, right? And if you come here, I'm gonna call you the American. But are you American? No, you're a Jacob descendant living in America. Same thing here, right? If we go to brothers in Germany, what do we call them? We call them the German brothers. They're not German. We just call them that because they're living in the land of Germany, the land called Germany. Anyway, so going back to the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 22. Nevertheless, the Kenites shall be wasted until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable and said, Alas, alas, who shall live when Yahweh doeth this? And ships shall come from the coast of Shittim, which is Japhet, and shall afflict Ashur, which is Assyria, and shall afflict Eber, right? And he also shall perish forever. And Eber, so Ibar. So it shows you that even the other people that came from Ibar, they're going to get it too. You have Aram, you have Ashur, and you have Japhet, of course, which is not from Eber, but still he's going to get it. So, you know, just because you're from Eber don't mean you're going to get saved. Ishmael is from Eber. Esau is from Eber. Moab is from Eber. And I'm going to read you what's going to happen to Moab. He's... what? No, what am I doing? No, wait, let me... He is. What am I talking about? Moab is also from Eber. Think about it. Lot is from Eber through Nahor. Haran, sorry. Check. You have Abram. Let me read it for you, man. I keep on talking. I almost fumbled up myself, and then I caught myself like, no, I'm right. Anyway, so I'm going to read it for you. So it says here, the book of Genesis 11, before I slip up. Because I almost did, then I came back on track, right? Genesis chapter 11, verse. I'll start at 24. And Nahor lived 29 years and begat Terah. So that was the father of Terah, right? Okay. And Nahor lived, after he begat Terah, 119 years and begat sons and daughters. So the father of Terah also had children and stuff like that. Anyway, they're not mentioned, so they're not important. So verse 26. And Terah lived 70 years and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And there was a place also called Haran. Okay. Now these are the generations of Terah. So everybody here is from Eber. Right? Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. Lot is the father of Moab and Ammon, which then therefore makes them also bloodlines of Eber, because they're the same bloodline of Abraham. It's the same father. So you're the same bloodline, right? So it says here, verse 28, and Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. Anyway, so I read that part. So now going back to the fact that Moab and Ammon, they're also from Eber. There's the bloodline, right? So they're still going to get got. As you can see here, Zephaniah chapter 2, verse. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 8. I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revelings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border, because they think they're tough. Now back in the days, you had Moab and Ammon living side by side with Gad and Reuben. And then they, they always wanted to make war with them because they wanted to take over their land and stuff like that. So the Most High asked them, like, so has Israel no sons? Why therefore are your sons trying to actually inherit the land? Meanwhile, the land is actually supposed to be the inheritance of their fathers, which is unto their sons. What are you trying to do, Moab? What are you trying to do, Ammon? So the Most High is going to get them for that, because they always wanted to come and steal the land of Reuben and Gad. And the Most High ain't down with that, right? Every man should stay unto his quarters. So it says here in verse 9, therefore as I live, saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah. Let me read that part again. So here it comes. They're the children of Eber. They're still going to get knocked out of their boots. So it says here, Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 9. Therefore as I live, saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles. You know what nettles is? Nettles is a plant that when you touch it with your skin, you're gonna look like you got beat up by a bunch of plants. It's gonna hurt you. You're gonna scratch until your eyes fall out, if it comes in your face and stuff like that. But anyway, you're gonna scratch yourself. It's gonna hurt. And that's how basically Moab and Ammon is gonna look like after that the Most High is gonna be done with them, which they are children of Eber, right? So it says here, even the breeding of nettles and salt pits. So a salt pit, what is that? It's an empty, desolate land. Nothing can grow there. That represents non-prosperity, because they're prosperous now. Moab and Ammon are prosperous now. Once the Most High is done with them, they're not going to be prosperous anymore, because they're going to be looking like a bunch of salt pits. Now, if you Google salt pits, then you Google it, you will see not a plant in sight, not a fruit in sight, no vegetables in sight, not a tree, not even grass. It can't grow, because the salt will choke it to death and it will die. That's how you actually basically destroy plants. Throw some salt on it. See what happens. It's not going to grow. It can't grow because the salt is going to cover it. And the salt is greedy. It sucks up things, especially moist. But anyway, so it says here, perpetual and salt pits and a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them. So Moab and Ammon, they're going into captivity, man, which are the children of Eber, right? Through Nahor, through Terah. See? Through Haran, which is their father. So it says here, verse 10, this shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the idols of the heathen. So every island upon the planet earth, they're going to worship Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 22, ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword. And I will stretch out mine hand against the north, and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation, and dry like a wilderness. So what is the Most High going to do? He's going to destroy modern day. Amen. He's going to destroy modern day Assyria, and he's going to destroy modern day Nineveh, which are the stronghold cities of the Assyrians, right? Ashur made that in the book of Genesis chapter 10. He set that up. That shows you how powerful not our people used to be back in the days. They could just go and build the whole city. Of course, they had men with them, but he had the direction and stuff like that, just like a movie. If you watch the movie Jurassic Park, the only person that's going to come in your head is Steven Spielberg. He wasn't the only one. He had like a bunch of hundreds of people working with him, others with the technical things, the CGI and stuff like that. You had other people setting up the set. You had other people picking up the clothes, the wardrobe clothing, just like the movie. And how you call that movie again? No. That silly movie that's 3 hours long or something. They made it 3 times. Some kind of Harry Potter type thing. I don't even know the name. I saw it. What's the name, man? It's some kind of Dungeons and Dragons thing, man. Yeah, you're not on camera, kid. Not filming you. People think they're so being filmed or something like that. Hey, what's it again? Something with lords or something. 3-hour movie. Lords of the Ring. That movie. Just like how you had hundreds of people working with that movie, you had people doing the costume, the cosmetics, and all that type of stuff. The clothing, you had to have a specific type of clothing. So this producer would hire all these type of people to come and work for him. But at the end, when you see the names, you know, the credits and stuff like that, ain't nobody sit down and read that. Only if you were there, then you would tell your family members, like, look at my name right there. You see? Then they could show other people and stuff. That's my uncle, you know, stuff like that. That's my mommy, my daddy, stuff like that, right? Well, the same thing with building a city. You're gonna be the one that's gonna be remembered for it, but you have other people working for you, man. Just like the movie Jurassic Park. There's not only one person working on that movie, but he gets the credit because he's the one that came up with the idea. He's the one that came up with the money, the funding. He's the one that set up everything, because without him, it basically wasn't even a movie. Ain't nobody else made it. Ain't nobody else made it. What's the last dinosaur movie that you know about that is as successful as Jurassic Park? I'll wait. I'll wait. Which producer you know that made a movie that is a dinosaur movie that is as successful as Jurassic Park? I'll wait. You got an answer for that? No. That's why the Most High is credited for everything and anything in existence, but who did it? Yahweh Shai. But he was the one that created Yahweh Shai. So it's kind of how you call that? It looks tricky, but it's not, because it's the truth. But it looks tricky because the Most High is the one that actually created everything and anything. But he sent Yahweh Shai to go do it. You know, but ain't nobody know about that, and it's not that even important. The ones that know the scriptures, they're gonna know. Oh, so Yahweh Shai. Where does it say that? The book of Colossians, chapter 2 or chapter 1, chapter 2 or 1. Read both, and then you're gonna find it out. He's the one. By everything was created by him and for him. He had preeminence in all things, right? So, going back to the book of Numbers, chapter 24, which says 24, Numbers 24 and 24, and the ship shall come from the coast of Shittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. So Shittim is going to get knocked off their boots. Ashur, Shittim is well, let me read that for you. Shittim, which is Genesis 10. Wait, Genesis 10 and Gen 10 and Gen 10 and I start at, let me see. I start at where is it? Oh yeah, I started 2. The sons of Japhet, Gomer and Magog, or Magog, however you want to pronounce it. Tomato. Magog and Madai and Japhan and Tubal and Meshech and Tyrus. So when you read about that in the book of Ezekiel chapter 38, it's talking about them, because they was in the land. Where? Europe. They was in that land over there in Turkey and all these places and stuff like that. They was actually the real Grecians. Then Esau came in that land and he took them over, and then he took their name. The Grecians are actually the Japhetic people. Just like the same thing with Australia. If you think about Australian, who do you see in your head? You see Edomites, you see Caucasus people, but who's actually the real Australian? The Aboriginals that was over there in that land. Well, that's the same thing that happened over here. So when you read the book of Ezekiel chapter 38, it's going to speak about, well, let me read it again. So it's going to speak about, over here, Genesis 10:2. The sons of Japhet, Gomer and Magog and Madai and Japhan and Tubal. You know, Meshech and Tubal and Meshech. And Tubal and Meshech and Tyrus. Tyrus actually. Verse 3. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz and Ribhath and Togarma, which are all Japhetic people. Verse 4. And the sons of Japhan, Elisha and Tarshish, Kittim and Dodanim. And this Kittim is actually spelled in a K-I-T-T-I-M. But if you go to the other one, which I just read, it's actually C-H-I-T-T-M-I-M. Yeah, but if you look it up, you're going to see that it's the same word in the Hebrew. So they changed it in the English, but if you check out the Paleo Hebrew, which is the Lashon Kodash, if you go to the Blue Letter Bible and you type in Shittim in Numbers. Well, let me read it for you. Shittim in Numbers, and it's gonna say on it's gonna say, wait, okay, so now the one in Numbers, right, which is Numbers 24:24. The word Shittim there is a Hebrew 3794. Shit. We'll make it bigger. Yeah. Okay, now I can click on it. So 3794. So if you look that up, you will see it is the same word as Kittim. So Shittim and Kittim is the same thing. It's talking about the sons of Japhet, right? Yeah, it's also funny because you have because the elder, my elder apostle, not yours. I'm just being funny with it. He actually is the one that actually taught us how to work with the Blue Letter Bible. But now I see a lot of people, man, they're trying to use the Blue Letter Bible against us. I'm looking at you, against me, against us actually. I'm looking at them like, really? Ain't my elder taught you that? And you think you could just use it against me? That's why you gotta watch out, because all the fancy, listen, people, you know what people have? If they see something about you that's dope, that's why you have in Jake in America, you have a lot of Jakes that hate biters. They hate them. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they take your style and then they use it as if it's theirs because they think it's so dope that they really desire it, and they be like, man, I'm gonna make it mine. They put it on like it's their clothing and stuff like that. That's what Mac Dre used to say, look at these biters, rhyme takers. That's no justification for rhyme stealing. Anyway, they think it's so dope that what you're doing, you know, with the Blue Letter Bible and stuff like that, the elder apostles on down, that they started to take it and basically make it their own, and now they want to use their own thing, our own thing against us, man. That's the funny part. You know what I'm saying? You might be so dope with something, and then people want to take it, steal it, and then run against you. Esau been doing that in the rap scene, rock and roll scene, all that type of stuff. It was so dope to them that they literally took it for themselves. And now everybody think rock and roll is their music. I'm like, no, you're lying. You're lying, motherfucker. But through the power of the media, who they call king? Elvis. Peasant. You stole that shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. It's their king. It's their king. It's not our king. Fuck that shit, bro. That's not the truth. Just like flying reindeers is not the truth. It's not the truth. You believe it, but it's not the truth. I don't believe it. You do. So it says here, wait, what was that again? Kept on talking, so I lost my train of thought. Got it. Numbers chapter 24, verse 24. And the ships shall come from the coast of Shittim, this is Japhet, and shall afflict Ashur, which is Assyria. They look like Arabs. But they're not. They're Shemites too. And shall afflict Eber. Who's Eber? All the people that came from Eber. Like the Most High said in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. Yeah, I was thinking. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, I'm done. Jeremiah chapter 30 and 16. Do I have something else? Oh yeah, I got something else, yeah. Yeah. Jeremiah 30 and 16. It says here, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. Every one of them. Every one of them. Right? So it says here, all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. And who's preying upon us? Well, Jeremiah chapter 25. I'm going to go 5 chapters before this one. Jeremiah 25 and 14. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands. So let me read that again. Jeremiah chapter 25 verse 14. It says, for many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also. Who's the them? It's the Jacob descendants. Aren't they making money off of our backs and stuff like that? Have you seen the athletic world? Have you seen the music world? Have you seen the entertainment world? Have you seen the inventions that we invented and they stole it? And then they say, oh, you invented peanut butter and shit like that. Man! Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1 says that for all the labors, they basically never paid us no respect for that. But it's all good, man. You can do what you want because the Heavenly Father's going to get our back and stuff like that. He's the one that's going to set everything straight. He's the one that's going to set everything right. So I'm going to read it again. Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 14. He said, "For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands." That's all of them, right? All of the nations upon the planet. Verse 15. For thus saith Yahweh. Well, if you read the whole rest, like Jeremiah 25 and 14 until the end, like 38, every nation is going to be named. I don't want to read it right now. I want you to read it. I already read it like 2 weeks ago, something like that. But now, I'm not gassed out, but if I read this, it's going to take long, and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can read it for yourself if you have the time. So let me read one last one. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 2. Zechariah 14, verse 2. Because all of the nations are going to get it. Zechariah 14 and 2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Verse 3. Then shall the Most High Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. That's in Joshua chapter 23, verse 10. But I'm going to read it again because it's fun like that. So it says here, because I'm going to make you check this out. Zechariah 14 and 2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged. Who sent them? The Most High sent them. That's the fun part, right? He sent them. And he sent them to come and butcher, slaughter, kill, maim, rape, all that thing. That's what happens in war, okay? Going for the punishment of the Jacob descendants, right? The rest of verse 2. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the other half is going to die. And the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. So the remnant of the Jacob descendants shall not be cut off from that city. Let me read on. Then the Lord shall go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. That's the fun part. Because the verse above, he sent them to come and butcher you. And then the second verse, he's like, okay, I'm going to protect you once that time comes. But the ones that deserve to basically go to the spirit realm, take a dirt nap, those are the ones I'm going to gather. That's why Ezekiel chapter 3 and Ezekiel chapter 31, if I'm correct, it says, Son of man, I made thee a watchman. Go out there and warn them from me. The ones that want to listen, listen. The ones that don't want to listen but heard, don't worry about them. You saved your own soul. And the ones that didn't hear, that's going to be your fault because you're supposed to tell them. I'm going to hold their blood at your hands. So that's why you need to go out there and tell them, like, hey, the Lord's going to come slaughter people. He's going to take them out. So that's why you got to warn them, like, no, don't do that, don't do that. Hey, don't do this. Hey, you need to do that. That's that. Blah, blah, blah. And then you do it like that. So that's what the Lord wants, right? So with that, I'm going to say, all praises go to the Most High Yahweh. Double honors unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. And shalom to the sincere Akim apostle God. Shalom. All right. Ciao.